haven't woken up discovering any new missing parts in a while, so I call that a win.
I stopped counting the number of repairs I had decades ago. I have bad actuators, frayed wires.
Rusty joints, hashed power couplings, and don't even get my secretary started whenever I tell her I literally have a screw loose.
You know, it's actually pretty nice being able to complain about this with someone who understands.
Sweet.
They're gone for good.
sure made a mess of this place, didn't they? Wouldn't want it going to waste now, would we?
Chained on the other side.
Gotta record this so I don't forget later. After we closed up for the night, Matt and I split a couple of pictures while cleaning the pin setters. We got to talking about Thomas. I just can't believe he's gonna be stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. And now, he ain't never gonna have the chance, to pull that perfect game he's been so close to. So it's like 2:45, and we're shooting the balls back up the return and checking the motors and all, and we get this really good idea. So Thomas's arms still work, so maybe we could use one of them ball returns, but hook it up to a stronger motor. And mounted on a board or something. He could launch the balls out of it, yeah, and down the lane, it'd be like an awesome bowling gun. Yeah.
Excellent. Sweet.
Yeehaw, y'all. All that Western action made me hungry. Why not rustle up some hot dogs? Available at the concession stand. You're listening to the Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas radio broadcast. Management has informed me that public displays of affection will no longer be tolerated at Eden Meadows Drive-In. Sorry, here's what's playing now. It's Night of the Fishman's Revenge, starring Carl Dixon, Cynthia Marsh, frozen to your seat with fear. Just listen.
Out of the mist and slime.
If you thought that sounded great, wait until you get a load of what's coming soon at Eden Meadow Cinema. It's murder most foul on a steam train and Bernard Switchback's latest thriller, The Murder Express. You'll be surprised at the killer's occult motive. Boy, that sounded exciting. Not as exciting as what's playing this weekend at Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas. Time to saddle up and circle the wagons as the fighting furies take on bandits, Apache braves, and even the Confederate Army. And last stand at Fort McGee.
The fighting furies return.
Hungry? Partner? Why not mosey up to the concession stand and rustle up some grub? Our corral is more than just okay. You're listening to the Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas radio broadcast. A night at the movies beats boring conversation and family board game night every time. Here's what's playing now. A Mesozoic menace rises from a prehistoric lake to terrorize our women. A night of the Fishman's Revenge. Sounds like a real scream fest.
Out of the mist and slime.
Ooh, how thrilling. Sends chills up my spine. The excitement never stops at Eden Meadows Cinema. Here's what's coming soon. Savage land, filled with ancient magic and killer beasts await you. And into the hollow earth, filmed in glorious dino vision. Boy, that sounded exciting. Not as exciting as what's playing this weekend at Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas. Time to saddle up and circle the wagons as the fighting furies take on bandits, Apache braves, and even the Confederate Army. And last stand at Fort McGee.
The fighting furies return.
Yeehaw, y'all. All that Western action made me hungry. Why not rustle up some hot dogs? Available at the concession stand. You're listening to the Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas radio broadcast. A night at the movies beats boring conversation and family board game night every time. Here's what's playing now. A Mesozoic menace rises from a prehistoric lake to terrorize our women. A night of the Fishman's Revenge. Sounds like a real scream fest.
Out of the mist and slime.
If you thought that sounded great, wait until you get a load of what's coming soon at Eden Meadow Cinema. It's a love triangle at the zoo. Animal magnetism. You'll go bananas.
Comes an abomination science cannot comprehend.
This madcap comedy hit from the makers of the Nut Factory. Wow, what an exciting lineup we have coming soon. but none of them can possibly beat what's playing now on Screen B. Keith McKinney and Stanley Van Robb stars Fightin' Furies and Last Stand at Fort McGee. Western, the makers of Aces and Eights.
Furies return.
All that Western action made me
Stanley Van
hungry.
Robb.
Why not rustle up some hot dogs?
Angela Lucio.
At a concession stand.
Holly Ryder as
You're listening
Polecat
to the
Polly.
Eden Meadows Drive
Western
broadcast.
Stand at Fort McGee.
Management has informed me that public displays of affection will no
Yes.
longer be tolerated at Meadows Drive. Sorry. Leave the kiddos at home for this next one. Night of the Fisherman's Revenge will have them shaking in their socks.
He's on fire.
Out of the mid-10 slide.
Back.
Since chills up my spine, the excitement never stops.
Good riddance.
Here's what's coming soon. A savage land
Unexplored.
filled with ancient magic and killer beasts await you. Into the hollow earth,
Cannot comprehend.
filmed glorious dino vision. Wow, what an exciting lineup we have coming soon. But none of them can possibly beat what's playing now on Screen B.
Out the fish.
Keith McKinney and Stanley Van Robb star Fightin' Furies and Last Stand at Fort McGee. Western, makers of Aces and Eights.
Furies return.
What a rootin' tootin' good time. Speaking of tootin',
Stanley Van Robb.
rootin', why not head to the snack bar for one of our delicious root beer floats?
Holly Ryder as Polecat Polly. It's Wild West Adventure.
You're listening to the Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas radio broadcast. Management has informed me that public displays of affection will no longer be tolerated at Eden Meadows Drive-In. Sorry, here's what's playing now. Leave the kiddos at home for this next one. Night of the Fisherman's Revenge will have them shaking in their socks.
Out of the mid-10 slide.
Ooh, how thrilling. Sends chills up my spine. The excitement never stops at Eden Meadows Cinema. Here's what's coming soon. It's a love triangle at the zoo in animal magnetism. You'll go bananas.
An abomination science cannot comprehend.
For this madcap comedy hit from the makers of The Nut Factory. Boy, that sounded exciting.
And attack.
Not as exciting as what's playing this weekend
Out the fish.
at Eden Meadows Drive-In Cinemas. Grab your pistols and get ready for an old-fashioned standoff as the Fightin' Furies return and Last Stand at Fort McGee.
The Fightin' Furies return.
Hungry,
McKinney.
partner? Why not mosey up to the concession stand and rustle up some grub?
Angela Lucio.
Our corral is more than just okay.
Holly Ryder as Polecat Polly.
You're listening to
It's
the
Wild
Eden
West
Meadows
Adventure
Drive-In
in
Cinemas
Last
radio
Stand at Fort
broadcast.
McGee.
But why just listen to movies when you could see them in glorious high-definition cinematic splendor? Here's what we're playing now. Leave the kiddos at home for this next one. Night of the Fisherman's Revenge will have them shaking in their socks.
Out of the mid-10 slide.
Ooh, how thrilling. Sends chills up my spine. The excitement never stops at Eden Meadows Cinema. Here's what's coming soon. The giant man lizard is back. This time, he is facing the sizable synthetic simian. Manziloid versus Roborilla. They fight, and we all lose. Wow, what an exciting lineup we have coming soon.
And attack.
But none of them can possibly beat what's playing now on Screen B. Grab your pistols.
I hear that you've been trying for years to track down an ancient fog crawler.
That's right. Shipbreaker, I call her. A wily old beast. I put all the harbormen on the lookout for her. I expect they've told you about how to use the radio to tell me. I got your back!
Excuse me.
We heading out?
I wanted to talk to you about Shipbreaker.
What is it? Has she turned up again?
I don't really understand how you can track this fog crawler with a radio.
Well, it started when I noticed people's radios weren't working right when I was checking out a sighting of her. Figured out quick it was more than a coincidence. Couldn't say what the radios are picking up from her, but it's something. Maybe all them years she spent in the fog are causing her to give off a signal that interferes with radio waves. The why of it don't much matter to me. What does matter is that it works. We heading out?
I wanted to talk to you about Shipbreaker.
What is it? Has she turned up again?
I was wondering how she got the name Shipbreaker.
Well, that goes back a few years. I started hearing reports of people's boats being attacked by a fog crawler. Sometimes they managed to get away. Usually, they didn't. Then, all that was left was their wrecked boat, with claw marks and bite marks on it. Left no doubt what had happened. Pretty soon, we realized this must be the same beast. And people started calling her Shipbreaker.
Hey there.
We heading out?
That's right. Let's get going.
After you, then.
You sure you two are gonna be all right out there?
Quit your worrying, middleman. We'll be fine. Always sell what we can't use ourselves.
Hey,
I'm listening. I'm listening.
you can rest easy, now that Shipbreaker is dead.
Don't know about resting easy, but it's one less thing to worry about. Funny thing is, happy as I am that she's gone, I think I'm gonna miss her in a way. Walking in the fog will be a bit less interesting now, that I don't have to wonder if she might be lurking behind the next rock. Kept me on my toes, she did. For that, I'm grateful, in spite of the sorrow she visited on the island. Here, you may as well have my trusty old harpoon gun. I was saving it for delivering the killing blow to Shipbreaker, but now you should have it. Always thought this was an interesting place to make a home. At least there's good stuff.
Come on out, stranger. This doesn't have to get messy.
Erickson, that you out there?
Longfellow? You're still alive, eh? Tell your friend to come on out here.
Pup seemed friendly enough.
What were you doing up there in my camp?
Nice hat.
Oh, thanks. I skinned it myself. Look, I don't really want... You guys all right? Yeah, you're good. Longfellow, good to see you're still kicking.
Yeah, you too.
You vouching for him? Sorry about pointing a gun at you earlier. I just get a bit jumpy when a stranger might be killing my dogs. Looking to trade?
So, why don't you hate humans like the rest of your kind seem to?
Started seeing things more clearly when we came here. Who knows? Maybe it's the fog. I just don't see what the point of us all killing each other is.
Wow. Did you train these dogs?
Yeah, as guard dogs. Not all can be trained, though. Most are used to being kicked or shot at. I can only manage a few at a time, though. So unless I find a new home for one of them, I can't really take on any more.
You just live out here, by yourself?
My kind are mostly stupid brutes. Used to trade with a couple people in Far Harbor, but they don't leave the settlement much these days. The rest of the people on the island are worse.
Got any tips about the island?
There's a lighthouse on the south end of the island. Big family of trappers lives there.
You interested in a trade?
Maybe?
Sweet.
Oh, move here. Heads up. Come on.
One hour later.
Hey.
Greetings! Welcome to Vault 118, your home away from home, underground. Are you the detective we sent for?
Yes, I'm the detective.
Oh, thank goodness. Let me just open the door for you. Well, it's about time the police sent someone out to investigate. We have many important residents and they're very worried.
What happened? Who died?
It's Mr. Parker, the primary owner and financier for the hotel. This is just a disaster. Have a look at the crime scene for clues. When you're ready, we can discuss your findings. You are free to question the residents, but their safety is our priority. So unless you have solid evidence, I would avoid accusations.
What the hell do you think you're doing? This is a crime scene.
Do you not see the glory of the thing? The artistry.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Ezra, you have outdone yourself. This is your finest work. There is more emotion in his death than most have had in their entire lives.
Our friend is dead, Mr. Avita. Have you no respect?
I'm just saying that at least he had the decency to make a spectacle of it. There is nothing worse than a work death.
That's what this is to you? You're sick.
Looks like the brain enclosure was smashed. Is this blood?
Protect and serve.
Red paint? Hell yeah. A baseball bat? Huh. What's this doing here?
Hello again, Detective. Was there anything else?
Your residents are robots.
Not robots, Detective. Well, not exactly, anyway. I believe the term they use is robo-brain. Back before the war, the residents decided the best way to wait it out was to put their brains inside robotic chassis. Was there anything else?
I found the murder weapon.
Oh no. That's the bat from Mr. McKinney's movie. You don't think he could be involved, do you? I can't imagine him ever doing such a thing. Was there anything else?
Tell me about the victim.
Mr. Ezra Parker was the primary owner and financier for the hotel. He had vast experience managing venture projects around the world. It was his idea to have our premier clients become investors in the vault section of the hotel. He worked with Vault Tech to have this built to their every specification. Was there anything else?
I'm not sure where I should start.
I suppose you should try to figure out how he died, and then who had the means and motive to kill him. Once you have enough evidence, then I suppose you'll need to confront the killer. Was there anything else?
Never mind.
I'll be here, should you need me.
You think I'm stupid? I saw the way he looked at you. You gonna tell me that's nothing?
It wasn't like that. We were friends. He helped me out of a tight spot or two is all.
I couldn't stand by like some pasty-faced Percy while he put the moves on my best girl.
But now the law is on our tail. What are we going to do?
Come away with me. Let's leave this dark hole of a city behind. We can be in Buenos Aires by tomorrow.
Oh, I want to believe you, I do, but never let us go.
Then we'll make our stand here. I've got a gun for each of us.
No, 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 no. The line is, then we'll make our stand here. Two lovers together with a bullet for each of them.
God, why can't I ever get that line? Forget it. I can't do this right now.
Fine. I'm going to the beach. Well now, if it isn't the brave detective. I haven't seen someone with a body like that in far, far too long.
Oh, you're not so bad yourself.
You should have seen me before all this. Red hair that was the envy of every girl and legs for days, darling. I'm sure you'd rather hear some of my stories from the silver screen rather than talk about that nasty murder business.
I must say, you're quite the actress.
What can I say? It just comes naturally. Surely you must be here for my salacious stories of the silver screen.
Have you ever done radio? Your voice is quite enchanting.
Well, darling, play your cards right, and maybe I'll whisper some sweet nothings in your ear. Care to hear some of my stories, detective?
I must say, I've known flesh and blood girls who aren't half the woman you are.
Keep it up, Tiger, and we'll find out if you can handle how much woman I am. Care to hear some of my stories, detective?
All right.
Did you know they were thinking of making a TV show of the Silver Shroud? Between you and me, Keith's agent had an inside track to get him the role. Did you need something else?
Tell me about yourself.
My favorite subject. Simply put, darling, I'm the greatest actress in the world. When this international scuffle blows over, I shall return to the silver screen and lead the world to a new golden age of cinema. Did you need something else?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
Well, it is a bit strange how obsessed Santiago has been with the murder. I mean, he's always been a bit obsessive, though. He did a whole series of paintings of me, hundreds, said I was his muse. It was flattering for a while, but the man is a bit much, even for me. Did you need something else?
I found Keith's baseball bat at the scene of the murder. Any thoughts on how it got there?
I don't know, detective. I can't really imagine Keith killing Ezra. Did you need something else?
What were you and Keith talking about when I came in?
Oh, that? We were rehearsing. Gotta stay sharp if we're going to rebuild Hollywood. But Keith always gets flustered when he's upset. Did you need something else?
Maybe later.
I'll be around, languishing from your inattention.
Hello, Detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
It's obviously Santiago. He keeps going back to look at the crime scene.
I found your baseball bat at the crime scene. Care to explain how it got there?
Someone is clearly trying to frame me for the murder. It's probably Santiago. You saw him skulking around the crime scene.
What were you and Gilda talking about when I walked in?
Oh, we were just rehearsing a scene. Nothing to worry about.
Maybe later.
Okay. Just let me know how I can help.
There we go.
Well. If it isn't the long arm of the law. Tell me, are you a devotee of the arts? Does that cruel muse call you to her entrapping bosom?
Art is life. Without it, we are no different than animals.
Perhaps, if all we are is a sentience floating in a suit of flesh, or metal, I suppose, then art is the only true communion with the world. Come with me. Tell me, what does this piece say to you?
It's about composition. The balance of colors and emotions and the struggle to maintain internal order.
Indeed. This was the last piece I did in a series of portraits of Gilda. Number 1378. Her emotional landscape is superimposed on the portrait. The reality of the subject is distorted as the ego attempts to project itself. This way. Tell me, what does this one say to you?
It's the war. Bombs from every direction. No up or down. The world turned on its head.
I suppose in a way it must be. Art shapes the world, and the world shapes art in return. All art must therefore be constantly reborn through the lens of contextual and historic interpretation. We must ascend. And what about this one? And please be honest, for art without honesty is just politics.
It's cute, I guess. Some people like that kind of thing.
Yes, it certainly is cute, isn't it? Truth be told, this is my best-selling piece. I did this series under a pseudonym, of course. This series has made more money than any of my serious works. And I did the whole thing as a lark. What does that tell you about the value of art to the common man, huh? My fellow connoisseur of the arts, here to see my latest work.
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
The person you should be looking at is Juliana Riggs. That Philistine would not know art from her own excrement. She and Ezra had a rather dramatic fight recently. You could hear her banshee screeches all the way across the hotel.
What were Juliana and Ezra arguing about?
I don't know. I was painting at the time and I was trying to block it out. Though I bet Gilda probably heard them. Maybe you should check with her.
I found red paint at the crime scene. Know anything about that?
No, actually. Ezra borrowed my last gun and now I can't find it.
I think you should explain why you keep returning to the crime scene.
It's for inspiration, detective. The others do not like to think about it, but even we shall die someday. Like Prometheus's torch, it kindles within me the fire to create as much art as I can with the time that I have.
It sounds like you've done a lot of paintings of Gilda. Why her?
Our Gilda is a very singular creature, detective. Do you not see the joie de vivre from within her? I have never met another who clings to life so tenaciously, who lives so in the moment. I must admit I was quite smitten with her for a time.
You're still in love with Gilda, aren't you?
So what if I am? What business is it of yours? deserves someone who truly understands her ephemeral beauty, not that rote actor.
Maybe later.
Good. I hope my paintings are able to open your mind to new possibilities.
Hello, Mr. Whiskers. Who's a pretty kitty?
Juliana, Mr. Whiskers died last month. This is Scruffy. Remember?
Oh, of course. Silly me.
Just let me have a look at the neural interface matrix, and I'm sure I can clear that.
No, it's not that. I've just caught another goal. Probably something that got in when they sent Pearl out.
Oh, God. Not this again. Last month you were convinced you had the measles.
You're not a doctor. What would you even know about it? Besides, I think it may be malaria.
First of all, I am a doctor.
Yes, but not a real doctor. Robotics isn't an actual medical degree.
Secondly, I've told you time and again, you can't get sick inside the suit. It's not physically possible.
I know when I'm getting sick, Bert. Now why don't you just wander off and play in your lab? Mr. Scruffy and I are going to rewrite the will, so he will get everything when I die because horrible Bert didn't believe me.
Oh, God, Juliana.
Have fun,
Whatever.
dear.
I'm going to the lab.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Juliana Riggs, heiress to the Riggs fortune and wife of Bert Riggs. I'm not sure what else you expected, Detective.
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
If you ask me, it's one of those actors. Or that horrible painter. Their type is always the cause of violence.
I heard you had a big fight with Ezra a few days ago. Care to explain?
Oh, well, it wasn't that big a deal, really. He wanted more money to pay for repairs on the hotel. I wasn't feeling well that day and lashed out a bit at the poor man. I really should have listened to him more.
What's with all the junk in here?
These are our things. We're just waiting till the war blows over so we can bring them back to the mansion.
Maybe later.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective.
Hello again. Did you need something?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
Oh, well, that's not really my field of expertise, but I'm sure there are probably some clues at the crime scene. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Tell me about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm a scientist. You've probably met my wife, Juliana, already. Not sure what else to say, really. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Tell me about your research.
Well, I was one of the leads on the team that created the first robo-brains, the precursors to our model. Most people don't find it all that interesting, and I'd rather not bore you. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
I'd like to hear more about your research.
Oh, wonderful. No one else here really wants to talk about it. Functionally, this model is more or less the same as the previous versions I worked on, but without the neural inhibitor and the reconditioning. The voice modulator seems to have some minor issues interfacing with the neural matrix, which can add some moodiness. But that's easily solved with regular tune-ups. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
I'd like to hear more about your research.
I'm afraid that's really all I should say about it. I mean, it is still classified, but I wanted to help with the investigation. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
I heard that Juliana and Ezra had an argument a few days before he was found dead. Tell me about that.
Well, I was in my lab at the time, so I didn't hear it. But Juliana has always been rather critical of Mr. Parker. I think she found something in the overseer's office. I wasn't listening when she told me about it. I kind of had my head in my research. I don't know, really. I try to let her handle all the money stuff. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Robobrains have a voice modulator? Tell me about that.
That's what allows us to recreate our original voices. They can mimic any normal human voice, actually. I've speculated for some time that the issues we had with our recruited subjects is due to the brain attempting to preserve a sense of self. Maintaining our original voices helps reinforce the neural network, sort of like playing music for an Alzheimer patient. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Have you noticed Juliana acting strangely lately?
Oh, well, that's not really my field of expertise, but I'm sure there are probably some clues at the crime scene. Oh, was there something else, Detective?
Maybe later.
Very well. I'll just get back to my work then.
Progress on construction of the second wing of the vault is completely stalled.
Sounds like Ezra.
Progress on construction of the
was
second wing of the
embezzling
vault
from his
is completely
investors.
stalled. Progress on construction of the second wing of the vault is completely stalled. Once a premier area of the vault had been completed, funding seems to have been cut off. My supervisors have informed me that they haven't received payment from Mr. Parker, and Vault-Tec won't pay out of pocket to continue construction. I've repeatedly approached Ezra about the finances, but he keeps telling me that Mrs. Riggs hasn't transferred the funds. However, when I asked her, Juliana said that she had just given Ezra extra for the gold paint in the rooms. I've hired an investigator to look for signs of embezzlement in a few weeks.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
There's evidence Ezra was embezzling from his investors.
Oh, well, I really don't believe that. Mr. Parker wouldn't do such a thing, I'm sure.
Never mind.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective. Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
I think you're the real murderer.
That's just silly, Detective. Why would I want to kill Mr. Parker?
Ezra was embezzling your money. That's why you killed him and framed Keith.
You were so close, Detective.
It's a shame. I thought I could keep the ruse going a little longer. Oh, well. Had to end eventually, I suppose. This doesn't have to end in more violence, Detective. Just walk away. I'll leave, and you can tell them I escaped.
Ezra? You're alive.
Well, congratulations on catching up, Detective. Yes, I've been masquerading as Juliana for some time now.
What's it going to be, Detective? Join me in getting rich? Or die defending some outdated ideals?
Why did you kill Juliana?
I hadn't planned on it, but Juliana figured out what I was doing and had to be dealt with swiftly. I thought I could get a bit more money out of this place before making my escape.
Well, how is this going to go down?
Not a chance. Your murder spree stops here.
Then let us end this.
I found the killer. It was Ezra. He killed Juliana and took her place to hide his tracks.
My word! I never thought Mr. Parker was capable of something like this. What happened when you confronted him?
He attacked me. But it's over now. Your residents are safe.
There you are, Detective. Payment for your services and a bonus for uncovering such a heinous plot. I don't think we could have done it without you.